Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Finally, it's happening, guys. Finally. So for those who did the Packmaster Fusion back in the day, it's got to be like a year ago at least, right? I think it's maybe more, I'm not sure, but the Packmaster Shy'ek came out and he basically had the ability to utilize the different hounds in the game to his bidding. And honestly, when you looked at the kind of list of the hounds, it's like, well, they're all sucking apart from Fellhound. And even with Fellhound, it's a rare hero, you know, rare champ that you're not going to be using in the end game. Unless, by the way, you're some of these guys that are doing crazy stuff in Doom Tower. For those who didn't come in and check that video out where I was looking at some of the world record stuff, you should check that out. I'll pin that at the end. Anyway, we had this kind of like group of rare hounds. They were all pretty sucking. The epic is worse than most of the rares. And we were like, when are we going to get a doggo that's going to be decent for this guy? And actually, when they did the fusion and we asked the question, they were like, look, don't worry. There's more dogs planned. Well, here we go. The next fusion is Crochad the Throat Ripper. Firstly, let's take a look. She's super sweet skin. Yeah, it looks really cool, actually. Very cool visual. Okay, so I really like this one. And yeah, we have got a skill set. So, I mean, I'm assuming anyway that this is one of the pets now of, in fact, it says it in here, Shy'ek. So let's have a look through the kits. So we got Crochad the Throat Ripper. We do have some information around when this is starting and stuff. So we've got an Orc, Legendary, Magic, Affinity, Attack-based champ. So on Monday the 28th, so this coming Monday, we're planning to launch a Champion Fragment event. So you collect the fragments up to fuse this guy. Do you hear the howling in the distance? A new beast joins the hunt. Crochad the Throat Ripper is the latest addition to Packmaster Shy'ek's fearsome pack. They are not fearsome right now, believe me. A loyal hound eager to tear into PvE battles and especially ruthless against the Hydra when fighting alongside the Master. Crochad's morals and skills are boosted even further, unlocking their full potential. Okay, looks like morals are in question. That's a bit of a weird one. Right, let's have a look then. So the A1 skill here, the Hound Tyrant, attacks all enemies. Nice. Why is that nice? Because we've got here on Packmaster's A1, teams up with any hounds, and they will use their default skill. So an AoE A1 is actually super nice if it's a good doggo. So this attack deals single target damage to each target individually. That's really good as well, because the Hydra specifically reduces the damage you do with AoE hits. So a lot of the heads have got like inbuilt mechanics to reduce your AoE damage. So if it's all single target damage, even though it's hitting all of the heads, this is decent. Will ignore reflect damage. That's pretty interesting as well. So the Head of Wrath cannot reflect all of your damage back at you and kill you. Ignores Pain Link and Ally Protect. This attack also deals double damage when counterattacking if the Packmaster is on the team. Okay. I'd love to know what the multipliers are on that. Fester Endure. It's on a 4-turn, books to 3. Attacks all enemies. Another AoE hit. Places an extra hit on enemies under 2 or more debuffs. You can then book it up to 100% chance of placing Leech and Weaken. They cannot be resisted if the Packmaster's on the same team. So no accuracy required if you've got the Packmaster out there. We've then got Dominant Predator. On a 4, books to 3. Single target hit, ignoring 50% defense, ignores life barrier, and ignores poison cloud. So life barrier is like the big shield that it gets. Do we want to ignore life barrier? That's a weird one. But anyway, that's quite cool. Ignoring poison clouds is definitely good. And effects that redirect attacks. So the Head of Mischief cannot redirect this hound somewhere else. Wow, that's actually mad. So ignores effects that redirect damage or debuffs to another target. And then repeat this attack another time if Packmaster is on the team. So you hit twice with this big cannon hit. Again, if these do damage, this is going to be a fun champ to get. Specifically for the combo, I guess. Like, AoE leech and weaken. Okay, that's decent. Ignoring this redirect and poison clouds is actually very good if this hits. Very good to try and sort out the head of mischief. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Even without the Packmaster, it's good. With the Packmaster, feels really good. Primal Ambition here, the passive, increases this champion's attack by 5% when killing an enemy or decapitating a Hydra head. So you get up to 25% more attack when you kill stuff or if you kill Hydra heads. Increases this champion's attack by 10% when killing an enemy or decapitating a head if Packmaster's around. So you get up to 50% more attack if you've got the Packmaster on the team. Instantly activates the A3 here against a Hydra head when an ally is consumed by that head if the Packmaster's on the same team. That's crazy good, actually. That's a really, like, well thought out kit. Well done. It might have taken a year, but well thought out kit, actually. Increases ally attack in all battles as well. Let's just have a quick remember of what the Packmaster does. Like, is he worth bringing into the fray here? So we've got drop defense A1 single target and then teams up with a hound. We've got cleanse all debuffs from this champion and heals him for 50% of his HP. Places a shield on this champion for 2 turns. The shield is value to any surplus heal from this. Shield is like protected if you've got a hound out there. Also places a taunt and reflect damage on this champion. Honestly, this skill is complete trash. Like, it's really bad. Taunt is irrelevant now in Hydra. So that used to be good, but now it's not. Reflect damage, it's very meh unless it's PvP. The shield, keeping himself alive is kind of okay. Yeah, this is really bad now. This needs a reworked raid. This skill. Since you nerfed Taunt, this skill is really bad now. The A3 though, so we've got fills the turn meter of allies by 25%. That's okay. Books up to 100% chance of putting block buffs on all enemies, which cannot be resisted if you've got a hound. It's kind of good. Not amazing, but kind of good. And then we've got a passive here. When attacked, places a hex on the attacker for a turn. Ally attacks on targets under hex debuff placed by this champion deal more damage. So this is nice for the hound effect. Again, then we're going to have one hound, and then we've got speed in all battles. So his kit, this was always the problem, right? His kit's kind of bad. This skill's not bad, but it's also not brilliant. This is kind of nice if you've got a hound that does work. Right, so I guess the question is, because Fellhound doesn't really do anything other than straight damage. None of the other hounds do anything worth bringing into like a Hydra battle. So this new hound's going to have to do a hell of a lot of work to use 2 spots. Okay, that combo needs to be better than me just bringing 2 other champions in. And that's always been the challenge with the Houndmaster is he needs really good allies to make him work. But if this hound is hitting crazy hard on the A1, the A3 hits really hard as well. And we get some like stacking going on with the passive. A2 still is definitely good. Like this champion alone is worth bringing in. So the question is, does he double his impact with the Houndmaster? And I think he probably does. Depending on the damage levels, I don't see it breaking into like, oh, this is a new meta Hydra team or anything like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's really tough. It's going to take some testing just to see how much work this hound can do. But overall, I like the direction. We probably still need 1 or 2 more hounds that make some sense here. And then suddenly the Packmaster is really cool. Currently, this is the right direction, I would say. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.